Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please be seated. It is such a joy and a pleasure to introduce our rabbinic intern, Aaron Berc. He is a student at Hebrew College, and he has been just such a wonderful presence on our team. Already, he has worked in corporate America and as a community organizer, working for justice, for affordable housing and economic justice. And he brings that wisdom from the world to the learning that he does here with our teens. He is so thoughtful, comes from a place of such sincerity. It has been an incredible blessing to watch him inspire our teens, and we're so grateful to him for sharing today. Aaron, welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi Eliza, and thank you all for having me. It's such an honor and a pleasure to get to speak from the Bima today. I wanted to start by sharing about one of the wise sages of Israel, Shimon The Righteous. He used to say that the world stands on three things: upon Torah, upon Avodah, the temple service, and upon G'milut Hasadim, acts of loving kindness. Since I'm finishing my 5th month here at Temple Emanuel, working with the teens, I thought I would humbly reflect on 3 stories that illuminate these 3 pillars of Jewish life, which point our compass as we continue to establish our teen community. The first pillar that holds up the world and our teen community is Torah. We try to connect everything we do to Torah, and some of my favorite Shabbatot so far have been with the teens deeply engaging in our textual tradition. Our teens are incredibly deep thinkers. One November, we had a group of teens come together to learn during Kiddush luncheon, and it was the weekend we read Parshat Chaye Sarah. We had this amazing conversation together about Abraham's servant, Eliezer, who the rabbis in a midrash imagine as experiencing a mystical shortening of the path, kfitzat haderech. In the midrash, the rabbis say that Eliezer made this 3-week journey over the course of a few hours to find Isaac, his wife. But for our teens, I was really impressed with both how they understood what the rabbis were saying in this midrash, but also how they wrestled with this idea of condensing their own life path. Some were ready to skip high school, while others, who perhaps wise beyond their years, argued that each of their own experience in their lives make up who they are. And so they wanted to have all of life's up and downs. The teens are interested in what our tradition has to say, but they're also ready to question it. Most impressively, they're particularly great at opening up the wisdom of our tradition and applying it to their own lives. I find consistently that our teens are both whip smart and want to be challenged intellectually about the world around them, and Torah is just one important way that they're able to strive to better themselves. The second pillar is Avodah, or temple service. Thankfully, our teens have not done any animal sacrifice, but the essence of our temple service is actually about drawing closer to the divine. Torah often teaches about sacrifice using the Hebrew shoresh, the Hebrew root, kuf resh bet, meaning to come close. For our teens, they really value the closeness of connection through quality time with one another. Like we've said a few times this morning, our teens are so busy. We have teens who are committed to their school drama clubs, who are both in the cast and crews of the shows that they perform. We have varsity basketball and track athletes. We have editors of the school paper. We have Israeli dancers. And we have Torah scholars here at Temple Emanuel, just to give you some sample of what our teens do outside of their academic lives. Even though they have limited time they can spend with us, the moments we do have together are really transcendent. Many of our teens even tell us that they're at capacity in life. They don't have space for more. However, the reason they want to come to Temple Emanuel is because it brings them closer to their Jewish friends and family and community. We have a group of 9th grade girls who mostly go to separate high schools, but they all met here at religious school at Temple Emanuel. One weekend in November, I took this group of girls out for ice cream and coffee at JP Licks, and it was an amazing experience that really highlights just how much Temple Emanuel serves as a hub for the Jewish social lives of our teens. These girls met at religious school, and while they go to different high schools, Emanuel is the place they come together for Torah learning, for Jewish baking classes, and to, of course, catch up on all the gossip. Some of these young women don't have Jewish friends at school, so even quality, unstructured time together as Jewish women is highly valuable. It's been an especially hard year for some of our teens who don't have Jewish communities at their schools, so this time with Jewish friends at Temple Emanuel, whether it's during one of our pizza lounge nights or out for a sweet treat, it's really valuable. G'milut Hasadim, the act of loving kindness, is the last pillar of Rabbi Shimon's teaching. For us and our teens, I see our teens wanting to engage in our work not just as participants coming to be a part of our programs, but rather by giving their time and energy out of love for this community to help make the programs. The best programs we have planned have been in partnership with the teens, and our most engaged teens we have in the youth group are the ones who feel a sense of ownership over the programs we planned together. We had a concept to plan a senior seminar with some of our high school seniors who are in the midst of applying to college. We brought in a Temple member, Lindsay Pike, who spent a decade working in college admissions, to talk to our seniors and juniors about the process of applying to college and what they should expect. We had some of our teen exec committee members who were responsible for both shaping the framing and the conversation we had with Lindsay, and also recruiting their friends to join. As much as their schedules allow, our teens just don't want to just show up. They want to be engaged in a process of co-creation of our youth group. One of the key lessons that Lindsay shared with the group was that being themselves on their college applications is so much of a better approach. Rather than trying to perform a version of themselves they might think the admissions staff want to see. This wisdom of being your authentic self mirrors the type of programming we hope to offer here at Temple Emanuel, one that genuinely reflects the people who make up our community. I have found our most successful events are like our senior seminar, ones where our teens contribute to the planning and leadership of the programming that reflects authentically the teens who make up our community. It's a dynamic that both serves them and where they're able to be of service. In addition to his most famous teaching, Shimon the Righteous is remembered in the literature of the Second Temple period as a great rebuilder of the temple, as someone who strengthened Jerusalem and the people of Israel in his day. Through their Torah, their Avodah, and their G'milut Hasadim, I see how each day our teens are learning to critically wrestle with our tradition, how they show up for one another, and how they too are helping to build the youth programming to fit their modern needs and their modern desires. I feel incredibly proud and excited about the future of the Jewish community through the teens that we are raising here at Temple Emanuel. Shabbat Shalom.